Have you ever asked yourself why so many people find it hard to thrive past the age of 80? The answer often lies in 4 key reasons. While reaching 80 is certainly an achievement, maintaining strength and vitality beyond that point requires more than just good fortune. It requires insight. That's because there are 4 subtle yet powerful forces that begin to work against our bodies as we grow older. These issues often remain undiscussed until it's too late, and many individuals don't even realize the extent to which these hidden factors are draining their energy, clouding their memory, and compromising their overall well-being until the damage has already taken root. In this video, we're going to reveal the true underlying reasons why many people struggle to stay healthy after 80. These aren't guesses. They're conclusions drawn from decades of scientific research and real-world experience. Once you understand these causes, it becomes clear that the goal isn't to chase immortality. Instead, it's about preserving your vitality, safeguarding your independence, and maintaining peace of mind for as long as possible. Be sure to stick with us through the end, because the 4th reason might catch you off guard, and it may very well be the most crucial of them all. Let's dive in. Reason 1. Silent inflammation that speeds up. Aging, one of the most serious threats to health after 80, doesn't come from an external source. It develops quietly from within. Doctors often refer to this as inflammaging, a term for the chronic, low-level inflammation that gradually damages cells, tissues, and organs without any obvious signs in the beginning. Over time, this hidden inflammation slowly erodes the body's internal systems. It's not like the visible swelling you get from an injury. It's invisible and internal. It accumulates over years, fueled by factors like chronic stress, a diet high in processed foods, insufficient sleep, inactivity, and exposure to environmental toxins. Though it may not cause noticeable pain right away, it has far-reaching effects. It influences the heart, impairs brain function, stiffens the joints, and weakens the immune system. Consider George, who's 82. He never smoked or drank, and he made it a point to walk daily. Yet he often felt exhausted, sore, and mentally foggy, even though his lab results showed nothing unusual. It wasn't until he met with a specialist that elevated inflammation markers were discovered in his body. There was no obvious disease, just a long-standing quiet inflammation that had been silently draining his health for years. As we age, the body becomes less effective at managing inflammation. The same habits you could get away with in your 50s or 60s, like eating processed snacks, being sedentary for long stretches, or skimping on sleep, begin to cause much greater harm past the age of 80. Inflammation gradually chips away at the body's resilience and significantly increases the risk of serious health issues. It raises the risk of conditions like dementia, heart disease, and physical frailty. The challenge is that most people don't even realize it's happening. But here's the encouraging part. Some of the most effective defenses against chronic inflammation are both simple and free. Incorporating more whole, unprocessed foods into your meals, making walking a daily habit, these changes don't produce instant results, but each one plays a role in turning down that internal fire. Over time, as inflammation lessens, your body gains a stronger chance of staying resilient well beyond the age of 80. Reason 2. Muscle loss that leads to weakness and falls. Starting around age 60, the body naturally begins to lose muscle mass each year. After 80, this process accelerates significantly. This slow decline in muscle is known as sarcopenia. At first, most people don't notice the change. It doesn't begin with dramatic losses. It shows up subtly in everyday life. Things like having trouble opening jars, rising from a chair more slowly, or finding the stairs slightly more taxing than they used to be. The issue is that muscle isn't just about physical strength. It plays a key role in maintaining balance, supporting joint health, and regulating important functions like blood sugar and metabolism. So when muscle mass fades, the risks increase, falls become more likely, fractures more common, and the threat of losing independence grows more real. Think about Frank, age 84. He was mentally sharp, good-humored, and still living on his own. But one day, he tripped over a rug and fractured his hip. He had always thought of himself as sure-footed, but that incident forced him to confront how much strength he had lost in recent years, strength he didn't even realize was gone. What makes muscle loss so dangerous after 80 is how rapidly it can impact a person's entire life. A single fall might result in weeks of bed rest, and extended bed rest leads to further weakening. Then come the walking aids, the loss of freedom, and the gradual shrinking of a once active life. But here's the hopeful truth. Muscle loss isn't a guaranteed outcome of aging. It can be slowed, and in many cases, even reversed. Simple actions like walking regularly, doing light resistance exercises with bands or small weights, and consuming enough protein can make a significant difference. Gentle stretching also helps maintain mobility. None of this is about becoming a bodybuilder. It's about preserving stability, staying agile, and holding on to the strength to keep doing the things that matter most, whether that's gardening, shopping for groceries, or simply getting out of bed with ease. In many ways, muscle is the body's quiet guardian, and once you've passed 80, maintaining your muscle strength may be the very thing that helps you not just extend your life, but enhance its quality. If you're still with us and finding these insights helpful, drop the number 2 in the comments to let us know you're here. And if you haven't yet subscribed, we encourage you to do so and click the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Your support allows us to keep creating valuable content designed to inform, support, and inspire you. Now, let's keep going. Reason 3. Poor sleep that weakens the body and mind. As we get older, our sleep patterns shift, but unfortunately, they don't always shift for the better. Many seniors experience trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, or reaching the deep, restorative stages of rest. After 80, these sleep disruptions can have a noticeable impact, not just on how you feel during the day, but on how well your body and mind continue to function. It often starts subtly. You may feel more fatigued during daylight hours, find yourself forgetting names or tasks more frequently, or notice you're more easily frustrated. These signs might seem minor, but they can point to a larger issue. Sleep isn't just downtime. It's when the body gets to repair itself, the brain flushes out waste and toxins, and the immune system resets. When that sleep is shallow or constantly interrupted, those vital recovery processes get thrown off course. Take Alice, for example. She's 86 and never thought much of waking up several times during the night. She assumed that kind of restlessness was just part of aging. But over time, she began to feel mentally sluggish, noticed her energy dwindling, and found herself catching more colds than usual. Her doctor explained that sleep was doing more than just providing rest. It was actively supporting her brain and immune function. Once Alice took steps to improve her sleep habits, her focus sharpened, and her energy began to return, little by little. Many older adults believe that poor sleep is just something they have to accept, but that's not entirely true. There are simple, practical steps that can help improve sleep quality at any age. Going to bed and waking up at the same time each day, cutting back on caffeine and alcohol, getting natural light exposure in the morning, and making sure your bedroom is cool, dark, and quiet can all make a difference. Even mild daily activity, like a walk or light stretching, can contribute to better sleep at night. After 80, good sleep becomes just as critical as eating nutritious meals or moving safely. It plays a role in how clearly you think, how steady you feel on your feet, how well your immune system functions, and how much energy you have to enjoy each day of the life you've built. It's not about the number of hours you sleep, it's about the quality of that sleep. Prioritizing better sleep may be one of the smartest and most impactful choices you can make to support your well-being as you age. Reason 4. Loneliness and the loss of daily purpose. There's a quiet but powerful threat that affects far more people over 80 than we often recognize. It's not an illness in the traditional sense, not a virus or a chronic condition, but it can be just as damaging. That threat is loneliness. And it doesn't only take an emotional toll. Loneliness affects the body on a physical level too. Numerous studies have shown that social isolation and the absence of a daily sense of purpose can shorten life expectancy, sometimes even more than certain chronic medical conditions. As people move further into their later years, their world often begins to shrink. Friends and peers pass away. Children grow up and relocate. Physical limitations make outings more difficult. And gradually, without even realizing it, many older adults begin to spend more and more time alone. Not just in the physical sense, but emotionally isolated as well. Consider Bill, age 88. He lost his wife 5 years ago, and his adult children now live in other states. He manages his home, prepares his meals, and keeps things organized. But he quietly admits that entire days can go by without speaking to a single person. What he misses most isn't noise or activity. It's the feeling of being needed, the sense that someone is expecting him, that his presence matters to someone else. Human beings are wired for connection. And after 80, when many social roles begin to fade, whether it's retirement, caregiving, or community involvement, what people often lose isn't just their routines. They lose parts of their identity. That subtle but powerful question, why get up today, can start to weigh heavier with time. And when that sense of purpose begins to fade, it can impact not only emotional health, but also physical health. Immune function weakens, brain chemistry shifts, and the drive to stay active begins to erode. But purpose doesn't have to be grand or dramatic. It can live in the simplest routines, watering a few houseplants each morning, writing notes or letters to family, making a daily phone call to check in with someone, feeding birds outside the window, or lending a hand to a neighbor in small ways. These tiny actions create rhythm. They build meaning. And, more often than not, they bring joy. Reaching out, whether you're the one extending a hand or the one receiving it, can be awkward at first. But it often brings light and warmth to both people involved. It's important to remember, solitude is not the same as loneliness. Many people enjoy quiet time and find peace in stillness. That's a strength. But when someone begins to feel invisible, unrecognized, or unnecessary, the body and spirit both respond, and not in healthy ways. So if you're over 80, or if you love someone who is, ask this simple but powerful question: what brings you a sense of purpose right now? And then ask, how can that purpose be protected and nurtured like it's medicine? Because in many ways, that's exactly what it is. If you're still here and finding value in what we've shared, please comment the number 4 below so I know you're still with us. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing and turning on the notification bell. That way, you'll never miss a new video. Your support means a lot. It helps us keep creating content that informs, uplifts, and empowers you to live well. Final thoughts. If you've made it to this point, take a deep breath and allow yourself a moment to reflect. Not with fear, but with clarity. Reaching 80 and beyond is a remarkable gift. But the truth is, many people don't arrive at that age in good condition. And it's not because they didn't care, it's often because they didn't know. They weren't aware of the silent, creeping forces working against their health. Inflammation, muscle loss, disrupted sleep, and emotional disconnection often go unnoticed until they've already caused harm. These issues don't appear overnight. They sneak in slowly, often silently, and by the time they begin to show obvious symptoms, they've already taken a toll. But here's the empowering truth. Knowledge is power. This video wasn't created to alarm you. It was made to equip you, to show you that even now, especially now, small, consistent actions can still make a profound difference. The choices you make this week, this month, and this year can influence how you move, think, and feel, not just today, but in your 80s and beyond. So ask yourself, what stood out to you the most? Was it the quiet danger of inflammation slowly damaging the body without warning? Was it the way strength fades without movement, and how quickly one fall can change everything? Or maybe it was the realization that sleep isn't just about rest. It's a form of healing, a nightly reset for your brain and immune system. Perhaps it was the reminder that emotional connection, purpose, and being needed are not luxuries. They're lifelines. Whatever resonated with you most, don't let it remain just information. Let it become a turning point, a quiet but firm decision to keep showing up for your health, your mind, and your purpose. Because aging isn't about fading into the background. It's about focusing on what truly matters. It's about protecting the habits, routines, and relationships that keep you vibrant and learning to let go of what no longer serves you. You've earned the right to live this chapter of life with intention, strength, and wisdom. Don't settle for anything less. Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. We'd genuinely love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned and how you plan to apply it in your life. Your thoughts truly matter, and reading your comments motivates us more than you know. If this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about.